In Tolkien's Middle-earth, the three rings of the elves, Narya, Nenya, and Vilya, are among the most powerful and enigmatic artifacts ever crafted. Unlike the One Ring, designed for domination, the three were created to preserve, protect, and heal. But what exactly were their powers, and how did they come to be? Let's delve into the deep lore of the Three Elven Rings. The story begins in the Second Age, in the elven realm of Eregion. Celebrimbor, the grandson of Feanor, the greatest elven smith who crafted the Silmarils, was a master craftsman in his own right. Sauron, disguising himself as Annatar, the Lord of Gifts, deceived the elves by offering his knowledge to help them craft powerful rings. Together, they forged the Rings of Power, 9 for men and 7 for dwarves. However, Celebrimbor, driven by a desire to heal and preserve Middle-earth, secretly forged the three rings without Sauron's direct involvement. These rings were free from his corrupting touch, or so they thought. When Sauron later forged the One Ring in Mount Doom, intending to control all other rings of power, the elves immediately sensed his treachery. Realizing the peril, they hid the three rings to prevent them from falling under Sauron's control. Although Sauron knew of the three rings' existence, he never touched them or discovered their locations after the elves hid them. Sauron captured and tortured Celebrimbor to learn their whereabouts, but Celebrimbor refused to reveal them, ultimately sacrificing his life. An essential aspect of the three rings is their connection to the One Ring. Although forged without Sauron's direct touch, the three were still bound to the fate of the One Ring. If Sauron regained the One Ring, he could potentially dominate the three, corrupting their purpose. This danger is why the elves did not use the three rings openly, while Sauron held the One Ring. After his initial defeat and the loss of the One Ring, the elves began using the three rings to heal and preserve their realms during the Third Age, always mindful of the risk should Sauron return. Let's explore the individual powers and bearers of these legendary rings. First, Narya, the Ring of Fire. Originally entrusted to Círdan the shipwright, Narya was later given to Gandalf upon his arrival in Middle-earth. Set with a red stone on a gold band, symbolizing fire, Narya's powers were tied to inspiration and courage. It kindled the hearts of others, giving them strength to resist tyranny and despair. Gandalf used Narya to inspire and rally the free peoples against Sauron, though he seldom revealed its presence. Beyond inspiring others, Narya may have also granted Gandalf resistance against weariness and enhanced his ability to kindle hope in the hearts of others. Next is Nenya, the Ring of Water, held by Galadriel, the Lady of Lothlórien, crafted from mithril with a shining white stone, representing water. Nenya's powers were preservation, protection, and concealment. With Nenya, Galadriel maintained Lothlórien as a timeless sanctuary, shielding it from decay and the prying eyes of Sauron. The ring allowed her to create a realm where time seemed to stand still, preserving the beauty and wonder of the elves. Nenya's influence kept Lothlórien in a perpetual state of enchantment, protecting it from the march of time. However, Galadriel was aware that the destruction of the One Ring would diminish Nenya's power, leading to the eventual fading of Lothlórien. Finally, Vilya, the Ring of Air, held by Elrond, adorned with a blue sapphire set in gold, symbolizing the sky and air. Vilya was the mightiest of the three. It granted Elrond the power to heal and preserve on a grand scale. With it, he safeguarded Rivendell, making it a haven of wisdom, healing, and refuge. Vilya enhanced Elrond's innate healing abilities, allowing him to mend wounds and ailments that others could not, such as Frodo's injury from the Morgul blade. Vilya also granted Elrond the power to maintain the natural harmony of his realm, protecting it from the shadow of Sauron. the elves faced a profound dilemma regarding the One Ring. Destroying the One Ring was necessary to defeat Sauron permanently, but doing so would also mean the loss of the Three Rings' power. The realms of Lothlórien and Rivendell would no longer be sustained by their magic, leading to their eventual fading. This internal conflict is epitomized when Galadriel is offered the One Ring by Frodo. She resists the temptation, acknowledging that accepting it would lead to tyranny, and accepts the diminishing of her own power for the greater good. "I pass the test," she said. "I will diminish and go into the West and remain Galadriel." Let's touch upon the themes of preservation versus change. The elves used the Three Rings to resist the passage of time, attempting to maintain the beauty and harmony of Middle-earth as it was. However, this was against the world's natural progression towards the dominion of men. The eventual loss of the ring's power symbolizes the elves' acceptance that their time in Middle-earth was ending and that change was inevitable. A few more fascinating facts about the Three Rings. The rings did not grant immortality, but helped the elves maintain their realms against the weariness that even immortals can feel. In realms like Lothlórien, time seemed to pass differently, almost in a timeless state, due to the ring's power. After the One Ring's destruction, the ring's power faded. The elves, recognizing that their role in Middle-earth was over, departed over the sea to the Undying Lands, marking the end of the Third Age. In film adaptations like Peter Jackson's The Lord of the Rings, the Three Rings are beautifully depicted, enhancing the connection between literature and cinema. The upcoming series, The Rings of Power, may also explore the forging of the rings and the characters involved, sparking interest in current adaptations. In conclusion, the Three Rings of the Elves were not instruments of domination, but of healing and preservation. Their creation, use, and eventual loss highlight the elves' struggle against inevitable change and their profound impact on Middle-earth's history. The legacy of Narya, Nenya, and Vilya is a testament to the elves' desire to protect the world they loved, even as they accepted their fading place within it. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the lore of the Three Elven Rings, please like this video, subscribe for more Tolkien lore, and let us know in the comments what other stories from Middle-earth you'd like us to explore.